Are they not the most adorable thing you've ever seen? The little tiny pumpkins! And they're so cute! And I love them very much. Thank you very much. So he got me, they come with these schmancy, you can buy schmancy plates to put your, I don't know, pumpkins
schmancy sandwiches on them.
I'm just gonna put grilled cheese sandwiches on it because that's what you have. And then the
pumpkins.
Hold this. There's many. And they're very tiny. And then you open them. And there. And I'm like, oh, I will make all the French onion soup. And Wendy wants me to make chunkins. So there will be itty bitty breads that I will bake. And then I will cut out their insides and fill it with spicy white bean and chorizo soup.
Where would you like me to put these?
Down. Okay.
Very well.
I'm sorry. I had to show off my adorable new gifts. Hi, everybody. How are you? Yes, we all wish it was autumn. Yes, it's raining. Yes, it's miserable out there. We drove back from Bournemouth on Monday in that gigantic lightning storm. That gigantic lightning storm started off the ocean and then rolled in and then chased us all the way
I meant to tell
home.
you, I think it's over Switzerland. Chloe posted video a couple of hours ago of that weather.
We basically hydroplaned home the whole entire stinking way. It was just, yeah, it was a lot. I understand the need for the exiting pumpkin. Yes, well, they need to sit over there because there's just not enough room right now. And speaking of Chungus, we should let people see.
How's the lad? The lad is bundled up.
He's all bundled up. It's cold and nasty out there, and he wants a hoodie.
Except
right?
the thing is, it's not cold. It's just nasty.
Yeah, it's not all that cold, to be honest. Thank you very much, Wendy, for our lovely little hoodie up there. I'm not far from Bournemouth, so thanks for taking the storm home with you. You're welcome. We'll say again.
Happy birthday for this week, Andwich.
Yes. And it is also Zolia's birthday coming up this weekend as well, which is lovely. Hello, Seahawk. How are you?
Hello.
Yes. Chungus has a hoodie and a nice hot cup of tea. Marguerite does not have a hoodie, but Marguerite
does
has
have
a nice hot cup of tea.
tea.
Yes, because it's. I wish it would hurry up and actually be autumn. I like the storms. I like
Which
the
is
weather.
fortunate this week.
It just needs to drop a good 5-10 degrees Celsius so it's actually cold, so we actually want to bundle up inside as
Happy
opposed
birthday
to
for last Friday, Probs Not Hawkeye.
Oh, nice. Lots of birthday buttons.
Cluster of birthdays. Yeah, I thought so too. Pretty sure it's thundering.
I think Thor's back. Okay. Well, yeah, see that's the problem, Pezzy, is that the temperatures are cold enough so that it all condenses. It's still really humid. So you go outside and it's like, oh, this isn't cold. I'm just dripping with sweat. It's awful.
Literally, my last thought last night as I was drifting off was, cool. Lying in bed, not moving, sweaty.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Not enjoying that at all. It's like, I have to leave the fan on still for a little bit. It's like, because I'm warm. And I'm like, Searhawk, you have news?
And are you still in Italy?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Lightning just missed the airport. It hit the Shard a couple days ago. There's good video footage of that as well.
Unconfirmed reports of one man in a trench coat with a katana somehow jammed down it, fleeing the scene, remain unconfirmed.
Yelling, there can be only one? Yes, exactly. Ooh, wow. It's really starting to sound like tumultuous out there, which is fantastic.
Palace spokesman was quoted as saying, I am immortal. I have inside me blood of kings.
Shall we read the opening monologue then, if you're going to go into full-on news reporter mode?
This just in. Yes.
Plastic bags added to bag of plastic bags.
We do 3 things on this show.
Oh my god, he's just going to cut me off. Go. Okay. Things, stream.
We do 3 things on the show. The first is the opening monologue. This is a chance for you to get comfortable, medicate your Roomba, ensure your cat is busy vacuuming, ensure that you are hydrated, you have snacks, any medication you yourself need, you're somewhere comfortable, you're somewhere safe. The doors are closed so that the lumberjack cowboys cannot murder face you. All of that good stuff.
The box is locked. The lights are on. It is in fact
robot fighting time.
Yes, exactly.
Then we will go on to a thing. Sometimes that thing is talking to people. Most recently, the person we talked to was our good friend Pablo, a.k.a. Paul Holmes.
Yes.
It just struck me he basically has a rap name. And
a.k.a. Pablo Cheesecake. Yeah.
Yes. And he was adorable and just huge fun. And sometimes we play games. And right now, the game we're playing is horrifying.
Making sure the cat is not killing the mouse ambassador. Yes, Cat's Cast has in fact been up to diplomatic shenanigans again.
Yes.
Please, can we keep an eye on that, Scott? Thank you. Go ahead.
The game we're playing at the moment is, in the words of several friends of ours, well spooky, innit?
Well, spooky, isn't it? Yes, exactly.
We're playing Inscryption.
Inscryption, which is a deck building game, kind of, sort of, maybe escape room puzzle, kind of, sort of. I don't know. It's spooky, and there's a lot of.
It involves murder and woodcuts
Involved, and Inscryption always makes me want shortbread. Ooh, that sounds good. We just finished all the shortbread that we brought back from York.
Yes, we did.
It was very nice. Yeah.
And then there will be shenanigans.
And this evening's shenanigan is something slightly different. It is a ultimately sweet short story, but it involves a lot of spiders. Not visually, but the discussion of spiders will be prevalent and omnipresent, and we will remind people again before we do the shenanigans, so don't worry.
So that's what we do.
Can I now read the opening monologue?
If you want to.
Okay, I mean, you were being all news reportery. I was trying to build on that energy, but I guess
I think you did a very good job.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm
You're
going to have to
welcome.
introduce my opening monologue again. Plastic bag added to bag of plastic bags, destined to one day be added to larger bag of plastic bags. By Mark Hill.
Calgary. According to sources in the Ross household, a plastic bag from this morning's outing to the grocery store has been stuffed into a larger plastic bag, full of plastic bags.
I really should recycle this bag of bags on the weekend, Allison Ross said, before shoving the bag back in the closet and immediately forgetting about its existence.
I can't wait to be recycled, the woefully optimistic plastic bag told the other plastic bags in his new home. Maybe I'll become compost lumber, be used in nanotechnology, or even become a brand new plastic bag. So how long have you guys been here? Couple of days? A week?
The optimism of the newcomer bag quickly waned as it came to the horrifying realization that many of his fellow bags hadn't seen the light of day since long before it was manufactured. Wizened old bags informed it the Ross family had been stuffing bags into larger plastic bags for decades. Most larger bags are inevitably stuffed into even larger plastic bags, thereby continuing the great chain of plastic bag being.
Roger's video? What the hell is that? The bag asked upon seeing an old and faded logo on a bag at the bottom of the bag. Well, I'm supposed to...
The grocery store bag's next words were muffled as a plastic bag used to carry one chocolate bar home from the convenience store down the street was shoved on top of it, pushing it further into a Stygian abyss from which it will never return.
Analysts predict that someone in need of more closet space will eventually throw the plastic bags full of plastic bags full of plastic bags in the garbage, and then tell the rest of the family that they took the bags to a nice recycling centre.
Hey, plastic bags deserve to be recycled. I feel bad for the plastic bags now.
So, right, this is basically a ritual.
I mean, it is a ritual, and in our house, we don't do that. We keep a couple of plastic bags at a time. However, we will not speak of the tote bag filled with publishing tote bags in the closet.
We work adjacent to publishing, and, up until a couple of years ago, we were fairly regular attendees at events. Two things happen: crap sandwiches and
tote bags. So I have an entire bag full of tote bags that I can give to people, full of books to take home with them, which I never need to have either the books or the tote bags ever returned.
It did get to the point where I was joking about how we were going to open a tote bag store called Totes.
Totes.
And then, a friend of ours suggested that we move into farm animals, so it would become Totes Goats. And
we're just leaving the phrase "move into farm animals" right there.
And a smaller delivery service called Totes Obs.
Obs.
Anyway, welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody.
It's been a long week.
How are you? It's been, So last weekend was the Hugos. Good night, everybody. No, okay, I'm fine. It's done. It's fun. It's done.
We talk a lot at this time of year about how. And by we, I mean Marguerite, because I'm normally the one going, and she's normally the one being cool. Marguerite talks a lot.
Cool with pumpkins! Anyway.
Marguerite talks a lot about paying the hope tax. Because, and this is...
And you have to have hope.
this is, I'm acutely aware, kind of what our good friend Mer refers to as a diamond tiara problem. My
Right.
tiara is too tight, you know. It's very difficult being a serial finalist across multiple categories and not winning.
Emotionally, it's a lot to process.
It is psychologically demanding, and this year we made huge strides doing that. And by we, I mean I, because I'm normally the one going, and Marguerite's normally the cool one.
I may be sensing a theme.
Basically, instead of spending weeks and weeks going, but no, it must be ours, I was pretty chill up until the ceremony, and then the winners were all good. The Hugo ceremony is one of my pieces of kryptonite because I've done a lot of event planning and event execution and event presenting in my time. And also I have become extremely aware of a thing, and this is a thing which has made my life very difficult at times, and it's that there are things which are second nature to me. Just like there are things that are second nature to everybody. And they're never the same things.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good on a stage.
Imagine.
Oddly enough.
Or in front of a camera.
Or in front of a camera.
Or in front of a microphone.
Or in front of a microphone. I don't have that much of an issue with walking on a stage and talking to a crowd. So when people who do walk on stage and talk to a crowd and don't do it especially well in some spots, I get a bit murdery.
I know.
And one of my big take-homes from this year has been that this is something I'm good at, and that it is a far more positive expression of my emotional investment in this, which can't go away, but it can be mitigated, to accept that it's something I'm good at and feel proud of that, and as a result, be far more forgiving of people who do this and aren't as good at it.
Naomi and Mick, you're both very sweet. Thank you.
Aside from one guy, because honestly, fuck him. But anyway, moving on.
Let's not talk about that guy. We didn't expect to win, so that was fine. But as you mentioned, the win is the nomination.
It is.
And that sustains you most of the time, but then you have to pay the hope tax. And the hope tax is, well, what if it this time is mine? And you have to have hope. Because if you don't have hope, then you don't have an emotional attachment to the thing it is that you're nominated for. And then you should probably not be doing the thing that you're nominated for. So, just like you got to have hope that you're going to win, you have to pay the tax afterwards when you had hope and it wasn't fulfilled.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And it's a unique kind of hard because it's a kind of hard that is considered inappropriate and shameful to discuss publicly. Because how dare you be disappointed you weren't number one in your industry, you were just the top 6. That sounds like privilege, and it is to some extent. Totally acknowledge that. But it is emotion to navigate. And we've gotten good at that emotion to navigate being reduced from weeks of impactful processing to,
Couple of days.
what? No, to a day. Because the ceremony started at 2 a.m. Monday, UK time. We were in bed by 5. We got up by about 11. And then, of course, you have to deal with what has happened to your social media account. Because one of the difficult things is, so a lot of statistics are published about the Hugo Awards. And they're usually published immediately. And the uncomfortable thing that happens is everybody goes and looks at all of those statistics. Hello to the raid. Welcome to our Inside Baseball discussion of the Hugo Awards.
Welcome to the raid. The jokes are coming, we swear.
Yes. Is those statistics get published immediately. And so people who didn't quite make the list get that shoved in their faces, which is very difficult. You're immediately while you are in the process of processing not winning, because being nominated means you didn't lose, you are then confronted with additional information, and that's really difficult. So we did that for a couple of hours, and then we decided, sorry. Go.
And in some cases, it's not even that you're confronted with it, you'll just find it. Last year wasn't a great year for me with this stuff, and quite a big part of that was someone who, for various reasons, actively dislikes us and everything we stand for, going out of their way to point out I'd actually done slightly worse than was reported, because not only were the results released late, but there was a mistake just in my category that no one ever bothered to tell me, aside from someone who was quite emotionally invested in making me feel bad.
So that's why it took a lot of time to process last year. And this year, like I said, we got through the social media updates, and then we have a car, we are going to the beach, we are going to go have fish and chips. And so that's what we did.
There were motherfucking chips, yo.
And that was lovely. And then Thor chased us all the way home. But, you know, I don't know.
This is both very stupid and very me. Much as my favorite episode of The West Wing is Celestial Navigation, probably my favorite Men in Black movie is the first one. I'm very fond of 3, but
many things are fixed by potato, Naomi. You are correct.
But there is a moment in the first Men in Black movie, and this is how considerate I am. I am skirting around the exact circumstances of this, just in case some of you haven't seen a several-decade-old film.
I think the spoilers statute of limitations has been exhausted on a movie that is over 10 years old.
Very well. The long and the short of it is there's a sequence where they have to get somewhere very quickly, and Tommy Lee Jones' character puts an 8-track Elvis tape into the dashboard of their supercar, starts singing along to it, and delivers a line which 18-year-old Alistair kind of absorbed down to his soul, which was, you gotta find joy in the work, son.
I'm doing the math on you saying this is a 10-year-old movie, and you were 18.
You said it was a 10-year-old movie. I said it was a decades-old movie.
A decade is...
Decades,
plural. I missed the plural. Lawyer. Okay, move on. The point is, find joy in the work, right? Because that's what you can control. Everything else is a popularity contest. And, hi, I've never won a popularity contest in my life, so I just get used to it. And then I get to buy pumpkins. And he bought Lego.
Should I show them?
You'd have to go get it.
I'll be right back.
All right, yes. Guess what else arrived today? Apparently today has turned into show and tell because we don't want to play this scary game.
It might get us.
It might get us. Bring the other thing as well.
Which other thing?
The little bonus thing that came with it. Well, you know, the lightning and thunder runs outside. By the way, I strongly recommend if you're driving home hydroplaning on a road and it's thundering and lightning, that you listen to Thunder by Imagine Dragons at the same time. It's a very good combination. Okay, so this was the little bonus thing that we get. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's just called a bonus pirate thing. And then you bring it on up. Come on. It doesn't even fit on the camera. Look at the size of this thing. Where am I gonna put it? Nico? Hello, Nico. How are you? Nico, you have a kitten. Nico, I need to know everything about this. Come on, camera. Oh, thank you. My God, it's so heavy. Nico, I need to know absolutely, positively everything about this kitten, please. But yes, the gigantic bag, the gigantic lighthouse has arrived.
I actually kind of like the idea of maybe building it on stream when we get back from Italy.
What, the Lego?
Yeah.
That would be a very long stream, but yeah, sure, okay.
Parts,
you just can't watch a movie at the same time is the problem. You could sing along to music, though, and I could be in the other room in headphones.
Thank you.
I love you very much. I'm teasing. I'm sorry. But you warned people. You told me to warn people about singing, so yes. That is a gigantic Lego lighthouse. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yes, we do. We know exactly where it's gonna go.
Yes, maybe. I have to put the light kit in the tall neck. If it's bigger than the tall neck, I think I'm gonna take objections.
It's gonna be bigger than the tall neck.
Oh my gosh. You think so?
Yeah, it's about that tall, and the tall neck's about this tall.
It's huge. Yeah. And, ooh, Four Rats makes an excellent point. It would make an excellent someday stream.
Mm-hmm.
But will people... Okay, we'll have to figure out how to set up 2 cameras. Like, one camera is the game I'm playing, and one camera is the Lego you're building. That would be very confusing.
That would.
We'll figure something out.
Also, just to save you some time, yes, there is also a new set of minifigures. Yes, one of them is Peter Lucas.
Yes,
we're getting it.
Yes, one of them is a guy in a little ship costume. It's so cute. So they're doing like a seasonal thing where like there's a couple of Halloween pieces and a couple of Thanksgiving pieces. The Thanksgiving piece is a werewolf. Hello? And then there is a female dragon and a female knight, which I like very much. And then there's a couple of Christmassy things, which I like as well. So there's like a seasonal collection going on. And one of them is a guy in a ship costume.
We may actually have a Lego minifigure that could plausibly be Martin.
Who?
Just to Stitch's question. I'm sure there's a couple of sensible jumpered Lego figures.
Sensible jumpered
Martin is a sensible jumpered man of action. Let's not forget. See? Witness. Bear witness.
See. Sensibly, hoodied for the inclement weather with a cup of tea.
We would all watch Thanksgiving Werewolf, the movie, Naomi. The thing is, of all of us, you are the one who would write it.
I know about Easter werewolves. I don't know about Thanksgiving werewolves. Thanksgiving Werewolf, the movie, coming soon from Naomi. Yes, please.
Of course, he
Of
still
course,
has the
he
little
still
book.
has the little book.
Of course, he does.
See, it's right there in his pocket. Ta-da!
Little book, the sensible tea,
Little book.
sensible little man.
And the little cup of tea. And his little stolen from the Institute Not Honest mug. There we go. Martin is very good. I think the next one we need like a Mike Hawaiian shirt. For Chungus, I think.
That's a very good idea.
It's a good idea. Little
some extreme kayaking stuff.
Some extreme kayaking stuff. You guys are gonna make me play this scary game again, aren't you?
Let's get it. Let's do it. Go.
All right, is everybody ready? Let's do a reminder.
Content warnings. All.
Yes. So we are playing Inscryption, which is a deck building horror themed, getting kind of meta, you could sew a Hawaiian shirt. Keep that in mind for it. Meta kind of game. It has phobias, death and dying, horror themes, mental health and trauma, sound effects, violence, incarceration. It's all sorts of stuff. We have put a link to the full content warnings, which may include spoilers, in the chat if you want to get a content warnings. Yes, basically. Very much so. Put it this way. One of the game's currencies is teeth. We think they're yours.
Teeth.
Not quite sure what's going on there. Haven't enjoyed it. Gonna be honest. So yes.
That was a fun voice.
What?
Haven't enjoyed it.
Haven't enjoyed it. Are they your teeth, Sir Hook?
Sir Hook, are you Danhausen? Or are you familiar with the work of Danhausen?
Oh no, not Danhausen. Yes, they're acrylic. Don't worry. Okay. All right. I am Rizzi.
Okay. I think this might be a legitimate tangent if you want to trigger the thing. Very nice. Very evil.
Wendy. A Chunkus inspired crocheted cardigan. Can it be the one that Jensen Ackles wears all over TikTok right now? The blue one with the button up front, please?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes. Danhausen.
Of course we've gone on.
For those of you who are curious, Danhausen started off as a pretty basic, I am an angry pro wrestler with devil tattoos. And then at some point he realized that was really boring. So he is now, his character is an extremely...
He's very nice and very evil.
He's an extremely incompetent, slightly absent-minded demon who is also a wrestler. Who talks like this all the time. He sits and carries his hands. Cassio. And he is adorable. If you want a really... Just search Danhausen, because it's all good, but his theme tune is wonderful.
St. Kilda Season 2. Narratorhausen. Oh my god!
Well, it's over here, and look, it's the island and such. Do you have my teeth? Do you have my jar of teeth? No? Give me my teeth. You, Loki. Money. I'll do this. I'll do it. I'll do the whole season this way.
Mick and Naomi, you need to make it a fundraising stretch goal that Alistair will narrate an episode of St. Kilda Season 2 as Danhausen. Okay?
It should also be noted that Danhausen does this thing where he will refer to people he works for by names he's mostly made up. For a long time, he worked for a promotion called Ring of Honor and decided it was run by a man called Dave Honor and kept hassling him for money for his blimp. Danhausen needs a blimp. Let's have a blimp. Look up his theme tune. There are two versions. They're both great. The original one is the old song Tequila, where the chorus is just him going, Danhausen. It's great. It's really good.
Isn't it an adorable short?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, he did also produce a new theme song for Billy Gunn and his sons, who are now a tag team, renaming them Billy Ass and the Ass Boys.
Danhausen has a lot of fun. But we're done! We're done with tangents now. We have to play this spooky game. You're going to make me play this spooky game.
I love how you can hold these two wildly different emotional states in your mind at once. Of we must play the spooky game, and I do not want to play the spooky game.
Yeah, I can do two things at once. That's my job. Okay, here we go, everybody. If you need a cuddly toy, make sure you have one now.
Now's the fucking time.
Now's the time to have it. Hydrate, stretch, get comfortable. Here we go. Here we go. You have to put the headphones on now.
Okay.
I turn up the music on the game.
But then
He's gonna get me! I don't like it.
I'm only gonna put one headphone on, then it can't get me.
Okay.
All right.
You want to scoot in a little bit closer?
So that I can hide behind you. Yes, well done.
Yes, yes, you can totally hide behind me. That's totally legit. I'm also gonna put in one headphone so that I can hear you. Okay, fine. You are singing Tequila.
Yes.
Okay, great. We've got some game audio. It's quite quiet at the moment, folks. Let me know if I need to adjust things. Not a problem
please do
for us. Like I said, it can be a little intense in spots. And if so, please, by all means, step out, do what you need to do. Okay, so after last week, the fact that we couldn't start a new game, that we had to only continue the game.
Did you articulate your theory on stream that the door of the cabin we're trapped in, which is intermittently flickering, is the back of the new game icon, which is intermittently flickering?
Maybe not the back of the new game icon, but I don't...
Wendy, I'm going to say one thing to you, and it's going to horrify you.
Okay, Wendy.
If I may?
You center yourself so people can see you. There you go.
Okay. This is the Animals of Farthing Wood, the horror-based trading card game.
Basically. So far...
Everyone watch the chat, because Wendy is about to do that. That is exactly the response I was expecting.
Yes, exactly. It is, well, we certainly seem to be trapped in a cabin playing a game with somebody, and there seems to be some escape room puzzles.
Occasionally human-sized.
Yes, and the cards, at least one of them is talking to us. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. We'll show you, okay?
Right. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
It is a lot.
So far, it is very much a lot. All right. We shall continue.
And now we continue.
Right.
Previously on Inscription.
Dun dun.
Kung. You want me to read this?
Yeah, you be the narrator.
With sound of the prospector's pickaxe still ringing in your ears. Or do you want a spooky voice?
No, I don't think we need a spooky voice.
You carried onwards.
No, you may not be downhousing.
I'm not downhousing this. I'm not downhousing.
You carry onwards. So, thank you, Steve. You may do both, right? So, Wendy, this is the playing board. This is us, this little carved wooden figure. Hey, Mer. How you doing?
How you doing?
And this is how we progress through the game. These little symbols here, you see this little campfire and this little satchel? Those were different encounters that we had. We have just defeated a boss.
It's also worth explaining just what those encounters meant. The satchel, if I remember correctly, meant we pretty much got some good stuff. The campfire meant we talked to some people around the campfire who went, we're going to make one of the animals that you have cards for better. Give us it. We won't eat it.
Yeah.
Give us it.
It's a little creepy, all right? I'm just going to say it's a little creepy. Now, I have to remember my controls because they were like, please to be telling me controls. Ooh, options. What is that?
That's upside down is what that is. Oh, no, it's not. It's something times 10.
No, it says something times 10. What do I have that's times 10?
And yeah, thank you, Stitch. I think it is WASD.
Yes, thank you very much.
It's teeth.
Please don't be my
teeth.
Oh, good lord.
Oh,
okay.
geez.
All right, so we have to go onwards now.
I love the jaunty little...
Weird.
The rank smell of rot and mold permeated the humid air. I'm sorry.
No.
Every step forward was answered by some nearby slip or slither.
Do not be downhouse.
I will not downhouse in this. Okay. Game charged, invoiced. It's teeth!
Yeah, I'm really afraid that might be the case. Okay.
You tread cautiously into the wetlands.
Alright, so this seems to be I will get a new card icon.
Yeah, we got a campfire, we got a backpack, we got death.
I can't remember what these different symbols were.
Isn't that an altar on the left, 2 down?
So this guy.
Yeah.
I think that was one where we had to like sacrifice a piece and then another one got better, and then these were the campfire people who wanted to eat things. And I think that was
just the happy backpacker, a recently killed person.
I can't remember.
It's a lovely game. It's very nice. Okay.
Well, the music's changed a little bit.
So let's... Mighty Leap.
Oh,
A
so
card
these
bearing
are-
this sigil will block an opposing creature bearing the airborne sigil. Bifurcated
So
Strike.
these are just different, like, they give us information about the card game.
Okay, but we have to see these. We have another River Snapper.
See this tooth? Top, whatever this is,
That marks
That
how
we
many-
already
that
have
we already
one.
have one.
and we already have a
bullfrog.
bullfrog. And he leaps over things, if I remember correctly, and he's only one to get out.
I should not warn a beaver.
The industrious beaver.
The industrious beaver, when played, it constructs dams adjacent. So
Plural.
it is an attacker and
Um,
fortification.
Look at how he is just hurling things at things. Two,
The-
4 health, 1 movement, but let's
What
see
the-
what this
what does
symbol
that do?
is. Oh, well, I just picked the beaver. Crap. I take
I just want to enter into the record how well behaved I'm being. Let's move on.
Well, I'm...
Hi.
Okay, in case you forgot, this was the room. And yeah, so this is the room we're currently kind of trapped
That is
inside.
a hammer.
It is, but it doesn't move. I don't know what this thing is. And that's whoever he is.
That is wrong. It is wrong.
I'm trying to, like, figure these out. And I don't like whatever that light is.
See, the thing that really bothers me about that light,
Yeah.
is this is a kind of old-timey cabin. I'd say conservatively 1920s, 1930s. That right there is motherfucking industrial light.
It
That
does.
is 1980s light right there. That's an aha
Right.
video.
So Wendy, this person is making us play this game, and we can occasionally back out and look at the room itself. Oh,
This
there,
has got
there
stop
was a hand
I'm sorry, what?
that just went behind that control panel. I do not like it. I don't know if it's flickering in Morse. Watch, let's see if I can make it. No, okay, no, I did not. So there's this safe, which needs a combination that we don't know. And there's all these people,
Which have some remarkably modern-looking clothes. in
which
two
look somewhat
cases.
similar to the place that the icon we currently are. Yeah,
Sorry, Pezzy.
I'm so sorry about it, Pezzy. I wish there was something more we could do. No problem. Or maybe if you want to just listen in and not watch the screen, that might be an option for you. Whatever works for you, but have a great night. Are you sure the light isn't the storm that followed you home? No, because it was here last time we played this one. So we don't know what, if anything, we're supposed to do with these things. They bother me. So there's also this thing, which obviously needs a
There's
key.
going to be a key in there at some point.
And this
That is
Bizarre-
a very angry squirrel. He's so angry.
squirrel, something needs to go in there to, like, provide a counterweight.
Have a
I'm
good
not-
night, Pezzy.
Have a good one. I'm not sure what it is. And then, ah! Stop looking at me. Ooh! And then there's, I think the wolf needs to go on the thing with the squirrel, to be honest. But this cage, I don't know how to lift it. I don't think I can. I love the evil squirrels for me. I
It
will.
starts as terrible things often do with a squirrel. Holding a knife.
And then there's this globe.
Which is wrong. Also wrong. The globe is also made of wrong. Can we talk about the
Why
wrongness?
is it made of wrong?
Those aren't countries, and those aren't oceans.
We don't know what it is. It's just a globe. And this seems to indicate that we died once or something. Ooh, I can touch it.
Don't. Oh, fucking hell. Really? We had to do that? We had to do that. When was the last time...
But look!
What? The dilly?
The smoke is going up there. I don't know why I
Can we
need
interact
it.
with anything?
I don't seem able to interact with it. But it's staying there. You're right.
Yeah, I'm fine. What does that do to the cabinet the smoke is connected
That
to?
is an excellent idea.
Is that glowing more than it was a moment
No,
ago?
it's just the key. I just have smoke trapped now.
Red squirrels are just grey squirrels with victims.
I mean, I went to Cal. That is
I
accurate.
don't like that.
That's the table that I'm sitting at as a painting, which really bothers me.
Please tell your amazing child we say hi.
Really? Well,
I'm
far,
kind of unsurprised.
So
I'm not gonna
far,
lie.
I don't know what's going on with other than. Oh, hold on.
Oh, bollocks.
We anticipated it would be some kind of puzzle. Nothing happens. We don't have any clues.
I just saw the faces. Just saw the faces on the side of the clock.
Oh, these?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, beans.
We don't have any clues about time or anything yet. So, I'm just messing with things. I don't really know what to do. And then this... Oh!
That's got liquid in it. That sounds like sloshy.
Or, like, it's making different sounds butting up against... I can't put out that flame. I don't like you! You're mean. So...
Okay, so I'm gonna vote for the backpack, not the death. Well, actually, that commits us to the death either way. What do
there
we
are good boops and clicks. I can't remember. I remember the campfire. The satchel's probably the best idea because it gets us stuff. And then but then we're gonna have to sacrifice one of our creatures. Whereas this one, I think we also got some stuff, and then there was definitely a have to sacrifice and level up. I cannot remember what the campfire represents. Does our book say? Does our book tell us?
I'm flicking through the book and it says everything is death.
Ooh. Okay. No.
Yeah, the pliers are the other thing that bothers me because those are extremely modern.
And I don't want to.
Also,
Campfire makes one of your creatures stronger, but is it implied that the people want to do
a munch?
Munch, yes. Okay, so
that's a nice juicy wolf cub you've got.
I'm thinking we're gonna go with the satchel here. Okay.
Its bleeding yields 3 blood if you can ignore the bleeding.
Pliers aren't scary at all. Why would pliers bother? Yeah, sip your tea, Mer. Sip your tea. Okay. So if I sacrifice the black goat, I get 3 bloods worth of stuff? I don't think I get a choice about... Alright.
Let's go.
So do I only get to pick 1, 2, or 3? I cannot remember what these are.
Don't believe we've had the fan before.
I think we've seen the... What does blood do?
Love you
what
too,
are
buddy.
hearts? What is everything?
Okay, Wendy, this is Magic the Gathering with frequent animal murder. It is temporary animal murder. Everything is reanimated after a game. But essentially, instead of tapping land and getting mana, what you do is put small, low-level combat capable animals into play and then murder them to bring in high-end animals.
So in order to play the black goat, I need to sacrifice one other animal. See this little 1 red blood? So a squirrel, I think you're only carrying one thing right now. I have the pliers right now. That's it. I've seen the bellows, which is the fan with chicken feet, but I cannot remember what they do. This is a squirrel in a bottle. So this is a deck game, right? So you only get to, you start with a hand, you draw 1, you play them, you draw 1 each turn. So a squirrel is basically mana. It is what you sacrifice to get a blood drop to bring out other things. Yes, the eyes follow you around. They're really not very enjoyable. Yes, that is correct. Can anybody remember what the fan does? I think the bellows make a card fly. Ooh, that would be a good analogy. Well, I'm kind of thinking we're going to pass on the bellows for now and take a squirrel, an emergency squirrel, and... I don't really want to take this black goat, but it's unique, so I think we should.
It may be our time to live deliciously.
Alright, we'll take the goat.
If you deem it necessary, you may cut up one of my cards.
Look at his eyes. Cut up one of my cards with these. Okay, so my choices are...
Another black goat.
Or the sparkly scissors.
Or the bellows.
Make all your cards fly for one turn. Interesting.
Here's the interesting thing about those remarkably Ramsheadian looking scissors.
Yeah?
If we cut up one of his cards, he's going to cut up one of ours.
You think so?
Oh, God, yeah.
He gets to cheat, too. He's cheated or withheld material information a couple of times. It's like when you learn a game from somebody who, like, then was going to do something that they never told you was in the rules, and you're like, if I had known that, I could have done that 3 turns ago. Yeah, he does that. I'm taking the scissors. Well, no, I don't want to take the scissors, and here's why. Because I took the pliers, and I never want to have to use them, and I've already got a goat. So I think I'm going to take the bellows. No. Like, let's see if I can... Ah, Harpy's Bird-like Fan. To the user. Your creatures will attack as though they have the airborne sigil this turn. That's right. Okay, now let's try this. To the user, you may cut up one of your adversary's cards. It is destroyed. Black Goat Bottle.
Goaty Magoo.
A black goat is created in your hand. A black goat is defined as 0 power, 1 health, worthy sacrifice. I really want to take the scissors now. It is destroyed. That means it doesn't come back to his deck. He can't use it ever again.
Yeah.
I'm taking the scissors. Alright.
And now it's time for some death.
And now we have to deal with whatever this is. Flying cards are not stopped by obstacles. That's correct. Thank you very much. Alright. And now we fight. Alright. So is it my turn? Do I get to draw one and then play?
I believe so,
well,
yes.
Hold on. Let's take a look at what he's got going here.
There's a sparrow,
A kingfisher, and a
beehive. I get the nasty feeling you probably don't want to blow up the beehive.
Once a card bearing this sigil is struck, a bee is created in your hand. A bee is defined as 1 power, 1 health, airborne.
Covered in bees.
So unless you can do 2 health to it,
you're just gonna create a 1/1.
You're just gonna create bees.
Yeah.
Airborne. Card bearing this sigil will strike an opponent directly, even if there's a creature. So these are both airborne. That's not fun. Which means
that is and spider.
What? Go away. Sorry folks, that wasn't in my control. I don't have anything that's gonna do 2 damage to a beehive, do I? Frogs will block an opposing creature bearing airborne. Okay, so
you put the frog down in front of one of the 2 voids.
Yes, precisely.
I'm thinking the sparrow because somehow it's harder than the kingfisher.
It's tougher, right? Okay, so am I allowed to draw? On your first turn. Okay, fine. Then I'm gonna play a squirrel. And then I'm going to play the frog. See, here's what I'm doing, Wendy. I've played a squirrel, and now I'm going to sacrifice the squirrel to bring out the bullfrog. Because he is going to block one of those birds.
Can you now draw?
No, because that's it. That's all I can do this turn.
Okay.
There was a thing on that page of the book. There was a thing on that page of the... This? Mighty Leap? No drawing on the first turn. Don't you have enough?
You may draw next turn. For now, make do. I will not allow you to draw a card on the first turn.
I think what's happening is the game thinks I'm clicking on the draw pile underneath the book itself. Okay. So that is it for my turn. I can't play anything else.
Ring the terrifying demonic bell.
No, I have to ring the terrifying bell. Why is this flipped over?
Because the kingfisher is aquatic, so it can go underwater. Look up that sigil.
There's no... That means it can't be attacked. Oh, that sucks. No problem, Naomi. Have a good night. Right? So that's basically how the game gets...
And that's a really good point from Stitch, but that also means it doesn't block. So you could put something there, and it would do it. It'd shank him up like a...
Well, it can't. It can't be attacked because it's not visible.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the opponent. Stitch is right. If that's underwater, it can't attack and it can't block.
So if I can play something here, it can attack.
That's right.
Him.
Oh, yeah. You get the adder out.
Let's see. So first of all, I get to draw. I can either take... So I'm trying to re-explain all the mechanics. My options are take a card from my hand or draw a scroll. You may always have a scroll. So the River Snapper and the Adder both require 2 sacrifices to come into play. So if I wanted to put them into play, I would have to the best way to do it would be to draw a squirrel, play a squirrel, and then sacrifice both the squirrel and the bullfrog in order to put out the bigger card. The adder might be an excellent choice because the adder's power is that when I damage another creature, it dies. Just period. But the problem is, if we do that with the bees, he's still going to get a bee.
Yeah.
But if we did it here with the sparrow...
Can the adder attack flying creatures?
I don't think the adder can attack a flying creature. So the adder is not really a good move for us right now. The snapper might be. Or we could take a risk on drawing a card that was not a squirrel, but then we wouldn't have enough to sacrifice to play anything else. So I think we're going to have to put out one of the two of these. Okay. And I think the snapper is the better chance.
Yeah, I do too.
It's just a matter of whether we put it in front of the sparrow or in front of the kingfisher. I think in front of the kingfisher, he doesn't do much damage though.
So could you put him on the open lane and then he just does 1 damage to the opponent until such time as the opponent puts something in front of him?
That's possible. We don't have any indication of where his cards are, see?
I don't think he has cards on the table other than the 3 you can see.
And notice, this guy does no damage, but it moved. So my concern is it's going to move here and block me from being able to put out future creatures.
Chances are it will, yeah.
But I can't help that. So if I leave that alone, then I leave that alone. So your suggestion is to put out the snapper here.
No, my suggestion is put the snapper out on the open channel.
On the open...
And then it will just automatically attack him.
Right. But why wouldn't we put it here, where it will attack him right now because the kingfisher's under, and then when the kingfisher comes out, it can tank the kingfisher.
And this is why there's 2 of us, folks.
Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. All right. So we're gonna draw a squirrel.
Squirrel.
Gonna play squirrel.
Squirrel.
I'm now gonna sacrifice both. Thank you for your service, sir. The bullfrog and the squirrel to play the red snapper here.
Yep.
And that's all I can do.
Yeah.
Right.
That's bad. So what's he put out?
An
That's
otter.
Otter. Cute little hands.
But it also
You
swims.
can go.
But since the kingfisher's flipped again, I'm still doing damage to him as opposed to the bird. So now I gotta try and block this sparrow. And I have to draw a squirrel because it's all... I think I should draw a card because it's all I've got.
Okay.
I might get something that's low cost. And if I get a squirrel,
I hate to say it, is it time for the goat?
Ooh.
Is it goatin' time?
Is it goatin' time? It's an interesting idea.
Because you grab the goat, instantly get and sacrifice it, you instantly get 3 blood to put something meaty in play.
Right, but I only have 2 bloods worth of something meaty to put into play.
So what are you thinking?
And I can sacrifice the goat at any time during my turn.
Okay.
But I have to have the goat out. The goat card goes into my hand, and I have to have a squirrel to then
sacrifice
play
it out.
and then sacrifice
All right, okay.
it too. So I think what I'm gonna do. How are we doing over here?
You're losing.
I'm losing. I'm gonna gamble.
Wolf! I'm working on these fuzzy pistons.
Wolf doesn't do me any good. If I sacrifice the goat now,
Yeah.
I can't play it. So I think I'm gonna have to eat this turn.
Okay.
Or I can destroy one of his cards. That's what the scissors are for, right?
Yeah. What you want to do?
I'm gonna let it ride a turn. Let's see what happens. See? Ouch. I'm about to die.
He's bad.
He's bad. So, I need a squirrel.
Yeah, and I think you need the goat.
I think I need the goat. Right. So now I need to play the squirrel.
Yeah.
I need to play the goat. And then how do I sacrifice the goat? Okay. Alright. So now, if I sacrifice the goat, I get 3 bloods worth. But I'm gonna... Hey! Go away. I think this is, unfortunately, my only move.
I think it is.
Alright, let's see how this goes.
That seemed like quite a good move, all things considered.
Okay. We're pretty evenly balanced right now. Alright.
So, what's he got on that second line? A raven egg.
What is a raven egg? Oh, it's gonna become a raven. Okay, but the coyote can't move. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is these 2 aquatic things I can't do any damage to. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Now I gotta get something to block the sparrow.
I think the snapper can't block the kingfisher because the kingfisher flies. No, it's 5 damage to win from when the scales are balanced. The wolf does 4,
right?
And the river snapper does 1.
Okay.
It feels like you get one more thing in play, and if you can survive his next salvo, you're going to take him out.
Which means I might as well draw a card because the squirrel's not going to do me any good.
Okay.
Another freaking
Another
wolf.
fucking wolf.
The only other move I have right now.
Miss you too, buddy. Thanks for your time. Say hi to Jim for us.
No problems. Get hugs for everybody. The only other move I can think of right now is to take out that sparrow.
How would you go about doing
The
that?
scissors. That's the only other play I've got right now, is to try and take out one of his other
Well,
cards.
you never used the scissors before, so if you want to, and you don't have anything you can't live without on the board, so if you want to deal with consequences,
If his consequences are, I hate you.
or if his consequences are losing a wolf, go to other wolves.
If I can choose to lose this one. This is my powered up one, remember?
Yeah. Or leave it another turn and see where you go.
I have too many wolves in this deck is what I'm thinking. So this is gonna do 5 damage. How much damage is he gonna do to me? 1. I can't remember how much the otter and everybody
About
is.
4. It's gonna be about 4.
And we're evenly matched.
Yeah, this is very close.
I think I have to take out his advantage. I've got to destroy one of his cards. I can't remember which of the Kingfisher or the Otter does more damage. Can you?
I want to say it's the Otter.
Alright, so let's get rid of his Otter. Okay.
That was the play. Good job.
Well, no, it wasn't. Actually, I could have saved the scissors because I did 5 damage to him and ended the game before he had a chance to do damage back.
So that's an order of operations puzzle. You go first in that instance. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Win to
That's
win.
a trap symbol. I don't want that. But I don't really have a choice.
There's my phone. I'll be right back.
Check your headphones. Sorry. You were stopped along the way by a trapper looking to liquidate his pelts. There was something uncanny about his appearance, but you were quickly distracted by his wares. Ooh, I like that knife. Oh no, this is gonna be the boss, isn't it? He put a mask on. Very similar to the Prospector mask, isn't it? He put on a mask.
Oh, that's upsetting.
Right?
Yeah, it's grinnier. There's much less. How y'all doing? I want to kill your faces. What the dilly? The trapper dealt in teeth. The type collected from battle.
Alright.
So we have a golden pelt.
I have no way of knowing how many teeth I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that maybe 10? I don't know. So, there is a golden pelt, a
burbot pelt.
Dealing damage greater than what is needed to win a match. Oh.
Yeah, you have 10. Thanks, folks.
Take a pelt.
There's a pelt free of charge. See the quality. You're leaving already? Please consider me belts.
Oh. Okay. So
what do they do?
Well, look, they're sacrifices. They're squirrels. Well, that's an Alistair voice is gonna haunt me. Oh gosh, please.
You're welcome.
So they're squirrels because they don't cost any bloods to put out, and I guess you can
tap them to get them.
Do we get any book learning on pelts?
Apparently not.
But they look tough. See, this one has 1 heart. This one has 2 hearts. This one. Why do I need a? This one's a different color.
Stitch says if you click on the panel in front of you, leave. I made that mistake multiple times and not bought anything.
Okay.
Thanks for the tip.
So we can either buy.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 10 teeth. I don't know if our. Well, it says that these are the teeth that I overdo damage when he dies in battle. So theoretically, we'll get more of them.
So you split the difference and
I'm
you
like,
spend
what am I gonna
5.
do with a golden pelt? It seems weird. I think I want one of these.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I have 5 teeth left, and I have 1 of each pelt. I think that's good for now. Because I don't know the power of these yet. I want to use... But I do... My deck really does need more get hearts stuff. So I think I'm going to buy one more rabbit.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for your business. The man assured you of the value of the pelts. They appeared to be useless in a fight. But he mentioned that the trader further down the path would reward you for them. Sacrifice or eating.
So this is how we got the Uber Wolf, right? Is we sacrifice something to get another one. And this was the bonfire of people who gave me stuff but wanted to eat my animals. Yay. Hi, Guildfern. What are we thinking? That is a boss. And if we go this way, we avoid the boss.
I'm thinking that's the way we're going.
Or that was something...
We do, in fact, still have the Gigastote.
We have our Gigastote. Yes, that is correct.
The Stotron 5000.
We could go level up the Stoat if they let us. Or we take the campfire on just the normal battle route. Oh, I don't...
It feels like we're not in the mood for a boss fight tonight.
Is that a boss fight, though? I can't remember what the Phoenix thing was.
I want to say that is a sacrificial altar situation, but I think that first one is the sacrificial altar.
I think this is the sacrificial altar. I can't remember what the little phoenixy symbol was. I've heard there's a way to abuse the hell out of campfire. Interesting. I did encounter one of these last time.
Yes,
think.
Please. Actually, Stitch, if you could give us the heads up on
yeah,
that,
Stitch, if you don't mind refreshing my memory, that would be lovely. And Ducky, maybe could we keep some notes on what the different options are so that when I forget everything in another week?
A dramatis personae of terrifying
events.
Grimdark Pokemon.
Exactly. Okay. I'm gonna give Stitch a second here. It's fight where he has a totem that gives all of his cards a specific type of bonus. Ah. Thank you very much for the reminder. No, I don't want to fight him where he has a bonus.
Oh yeah, the flying wolves. No, let's not do flying wolves.
No, I don't want flying wolves again. Let's go to the campfire. See, here's the freaky wooden...
A group of starving survivors stood around a dying campfire. There is room for a creature around the fire, one said. The warmth will enhance its power, said another. One of the survivors said nothing at all. Could not stop licking their lips. What do you want to boost?
I don't think
Yeah,
I think I have to click on it.
You do, you don't have any other. I love this stuff. It's like, fuck you all.
So, this is the wolf we enhanced previously. But I forgot about the Gek. We could make the beaver very burly. Here's my concern. We got away kind of scot-free last time. I'm worried that whatever we pick, they're gonna try and eat.
So pick the wolf that's least hurt, so you have 2 Gigawolves.
Yeah, and if I lose if I lose this wolf, I still have a good wolf. It's kind of my thinking.
Safe, and we are safe for 1 power-up. Okay, thank you.
And you can greed it for more. Make a Giga Wolf, and that makes it risky. Interesting. So let's
work on the other fuzzy pistons.
Yes. Let's try and make the other wolf burly.
Get the pump
and
on,
that way,
brother.
if we lose him, it's okay.
Yeah, there we go. of the wolf was enhanced by the warmth. As one of the survivors began pulling a knife from their pocket, you withdrew.
Okay. So that
went quite well for
works.
us.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. We'll have
Interesting.
to keep
Good.
an eye on that.
Good, good, good.
And now
It's
we're
good.
gonna... And then they fight!
And now there will be punching.
Okay, so...
He's dealt himself into the hand.
We have a wolf pelt. A wolf.
2 Chad wolves.
And a squirrel. Hold on. So, Wendy, so we have some terrain here. The fur will block flyers and has a health of 3. The stump has a health of 3. So anybody from his side who wants to get at me has to go through the stump. So the story about the stoat. This was one of the first cards we played. We got when we started the game. And it talked to us. It said, sacrifice me, pick me. And he's been kind of feeding us information and talking about how this is a trap and we all need to get out of here as the game has gone on. When the cards are removed from the play, they will go back into your deck next time. And so... Alright, so I got a squirrel. Gotta play squirrel. I can play the stoat. I think we should play the stoat because I can take him out pretty easily. So if I pay... I wonder if I can pay the squirrel and the pelt and then just get the wolf.
Stoat is in fact friends.
Stoat is friends. And see, this symbol... A card bearing this sigil will grow into a more powerful form after 1 turn on the board.
Yes, we did just see Creepy Dude's oversized green hand.
Yes, we did. But I don't want the stoat to have to go through the stump. But I also don't want the stoat to get eaten by the coyote. But how much damage does the stoat do? He does 1, the coyote does 1. So they...
The stoat's also tougher than the coyote. The stoat's got 3 hearts.
Yeah.
And the coyote has 1. So the stoat could take a hit and then make coyote porridge.
Right? Exactly. And the stoat's not going to do any good
And
against the birds.
It can't do a damn thing against the flyers. So.
And the sparrow is trapped until he gets through the tree.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it blocks flyers. So all I have to... If I get the stoat out here, the kingfisher will advance, but won't attack me this round, I don't think.
That's right, I think.
Okay. So this is also a time to experiment with the pelt if we want to. Like I said, we could get the wolf out. Or we could do a squirrel and get the stoat. And then next turn, we could do the pelt to squirrel and get the wolf. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. You come here.
Suck it, you little prick.
I don't know why you thought that, but... Does he say that anyway? No. Rude. Yeah, but see? Now, the stoat's gonna take out the coyote. Yeah. And see, the stump is down to 2, so that's got some time. He's gonna take out that. I'm not worried about that. But I don't know how I'm gonna get the kingfisher.
It is apparently random.
The comments?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try an experiment now. Alright, so... Squirrel.
Wolf pelt.
See any loss in the pelt? Oh, I can't sacrifice the pelts. Shoot, I messed up.
Okay, we learn.
We learn.
Besides, isn't he going to get more powerful again in a turn's time?
He did.
Okay.
See? See, now the problem is I don't have anywhere to...
So the wolf pelt is armor, basically.
I think this is bloat in your deck for the end of the area if you're getting too many cards.
And that's a useful point from Stitch, thank you. The crossed out sacrificial knife is you can't sacrifice this for stuff.
Ah, okay.
So what's going to kill the stoat in 2 turns?
This is a river otter.
Otter, so he's going to
move. I don't get to move, which is annoying.
But the Grand Fur goes in 1 turn.
Right, which means I can't play anything right now.
Exactly, but once the Grand Fur goes, you pull another squirrel, pop 2 squirrels, you can put something in play.
Right.
Possibly Chad.
So I think I'm just going to draw a card.
Who's also an obstacle, if you remember.
A dam is created on each empty adjacent space.
And the tree's going away next turn.
Good. Okay. So... Alright, so I need a squirrel, I need to play the squirrel, and then I need to put the beaver here because it'll build a dam.
Exactly.
Squirrel. Squirrel. Beaver. Beaver goes
There.
here.
Boom. There you go.
Okay. And that's all I can do.
A formidable defense. Draw a card, apparently.
I already did draw a card.
Okay.
I know. But it's not letting me ring the bell. Oh, there it goes. Alright, he's got 1 health left. And I can't play anything because of this stupid wolf pelt.
Can you sacrifice him and something else to... No, because you can't sacrifice the wolf pelt. Okay.
Yeah. I really messed myself up with the wolf pelt, but now I know.
It happens. It's okay.
So what I'm tempted to do is to draw a squirrel so that next time I can immediately... Oh, but the problem is, no. I'm going to pull one of these. Good.
That's a good play.
Yes.
So next turn you can draw a squirrel, put the bullfrog in place, and that's going to give you some flying protection, right?
Yep,
Or maybe some aquatic protection.
Okay, so...
Because it's
The problem with the dam is that the bird's going right over it.
Okay, but that's good to know for the future.
So now what I need is I need a squirrel. You go here, and then you go here. Because that's gonna block that thing flying.
This feels a bit deadlocky. This feels like you're just exchanging blows for a couple of turns,
It's
doesn't
going
it?
to be, so it's a matter of...
So when the bullfrog goes next time,
Yeah. Yep, you're right. I would have. So the question is, if I can't sacrifice enough to get the wolf out until the bullfrog dies, and I'm not going to be able to because I don't have enough spaces.
you do got a gambit, which is if you put a squirrel in. Basically, if you hold on for a couple of rounds, when the beaver dies.
I mean, I am getting the advantage here, but I think we might be just passing it back and forth.
So here's my thinking. I think you should maybe go one more round as is. Then if you have to, kill the beaver. And if the dam stays off so the beaver's gone, then beaver, squirrel, wolf, 4 points of damage to him.
But I'm already doing...
And Stitch has just pointed out you can sacrifice the beaver and the bullfrog and both lanes are undefended. So you could do damage straight to him by putting the wolf in play.
I think you're right. I think that's... Okay, well I have to draw a card. So I might as well draw one of these if I'm not going to draw a squirrel.
And it's the other wolf.
Good. Okay. Where it goes. Good move.
Thanks for the steer.
Yeah, we were just that little bit of damage under.
And now we know that pelts aren't useful in that situation.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Unless they're like improvised, they might be like improvised terrain if you need to block something.
Yeah,
that's the way to go.
As a flak jacket, they're amazing.
Yep. What is this? It looks like an altar-y sort of thing. Folks, we've been streaming for over an hour, so if you haven't, wiggled around a little bit, had a sip of water, all that good stuff, don't forget to do so. I don't know what this symbol is. I don't think we've seen this one before.
You encountered a small outpost in the woods, tended by a mysterious woman. It was the trader that the old trapper had mentioned. Her appearance was unsettling, but you were mollified by her offering.
Isn't that what he said about the trappers?
Do you mind if I examine those pelts of yours? Let's start with your hair pelts. Oh, here's what I can offer. Fucking hell, I can trade you any of these. Take your time.
So having a goat and having a grizzly is a good combo.
There's another infinite cat as well.
Yep. And what's this skunk symbol?
Stinky.
Loses 1 power.
Oh, that's nice.
A warren.
When a card bearing the sigil is played, a rabbit is created in your hand. A rabbit is defined as 0 power, 0 health.
1 health.
That is a blood generator.
Yep.
You're low on flyers too, and that raven is...
Is this my current hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have no flyers, which is interesting. And she's offering like for like, as near as I can tell.
Yep. The skunk doesn't do any damage, so it's a good defensive thing. I have beaver for defense already. I thought I had, and the snapper for defense. So what I feel like I need more of are like 1 blood creatures. I have a cat. I think I'm very tempted by the warren. And I like the idea of having a goat in my deck as opposed to an emergency one-use call. Because I don't have that. So I think I'm going to take a warren.
You're going to go with the goat?
And I'm going to take a goat.
Ooh, wolf pelts too. Exquisite. Flippin' heck.
Oh boy.
We got a wolf cub, we got an angry beaver, we have a river snapper, we have a fourth.
What is this symbol? The river snapper that builds a dam. This river otter. Guardian. An opposing creature is placed opposite to an empty space. A card bearing the sigil will move to that empty space.
It's a wall generator.
No, it's not a generator. It just moves. And I don't frequently get to move.
Want to get a goat?
No. When an opposing creature is placed opposite.
Thanks for joining us, Ozzy.
No problem, Ozzy. Have a good night. I think we're only going to be playing a little bit more. We don't have a porcupine. What's this? Striker is then dealt a single damage point. So that's responsive.
That is a nice one.
And Waterborne. Submerges itself during its opponent's turn. While submerged.
So you get maybe one turn with him.
Opposing creatures attack its owner directly. So the problem with Sharp Quills is that I don't want it to be aquatic. I want you to hit me and then you do damage back.
My instinct.
Go ahead.
My instinct is the River Snapper is a really easy option, and you work very well with strong defense. The other option, strange as it sounds, that strikes me as useful, is either the beaver or the beehive.
I don't have a beehive, do I?
No.
And I'm almost always on defense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's take the beehive.
These pelts are most excellent. My thanks. So we got a campfire, we got a backpack of stuff, and we got a thing.
Let's do the backpack. I like the backpacks. They seem to be relatively simple.
Beehive won't do anything, its effects negate each other. Okay.
I don't know how to check my deck. I do not like those. I like the scissors, and I like having an emergency squirrel. Let's take the scissors and an emergency squirrel.
So we're having a fight.
That hides so it can't be hit. How do I see my deck? I'm kind of tempted to, like, we'll do this fight and then we'll call it a day. Because then we'll have to make a decision.
Yeah, then it's getting chewy. Alright. Okay. So what are we looking at here?
There's a stump.
You gotta look at getting aerial shit.
I know.
And take your stinky ass hand off the table, please. Thank you. So right now you got 2 lanes.
Right now that Kingfisher's gonna have to take his time working through that stuff.
Yeah, you got a couple of turns before you gotta think about him.
So the coyote I gotta deal with.
The thing is, the coyote's a straight up fight. I don't think you have anything in your deck that couldn't 1 or 2 smack it.
I'm really tempted to put the cat here. Because then I could just sacrifice it over and over again.
Okay, try that.
Okay. So I can play every card in my deck, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So, squirrel. Gek. Put out the cat. He doesn't do any damage, but I can just kill him over and over. So hiding him there is a great place to put him.
Okay.
And then
you want to kill the squirrel and put the bullfrog in play?
Yes, because it defends against flying. And that is flying. So we'll put the bullfrog there. Got 2 left. So now I gotta draw a card. Oof.
It's going to basically mean you have a wall until the bullfrog dies, but...
Well, I can sacrifice the cat and the bullfrog and put the snapper out.
And the snapper kills the coyote in 2 turns.
Right, exactly.
Or 1. It kills the coyote in 1. Okay, the Grand Fur's going down next turn, so you...
Yeah. I've got to draw something to play, is the problem. And it's a Warren. It doesn't do any damage. But once it gets struck...
Rabbit's created, so essentially what you've got is a blood engine now.
Right, but that doesn't do me a whole lot of good right now. What I need is damage.
What it does do is give you a foundation to draw from. You've got, I would guess, a minimum of 2 blood that you can pull every second turn.
Right, but the sparrow's going to go right over it because it's flying. I don't have something that can stop the sparrow doing the point of damage to me.
No, you can't. That's right, you don't. So you got to eat it for a couple of turns, get something big in play, and either kill the sparrow or kill him.
No, I think I have a better play. Because if I put the Warren here... No. Because the sparrow goes right over it. I need more flying defense. I could rust the squirrel and put it there, but again, same thing. It's not going to do anything. No, I got a better idea. Piss off.
Cruel, effective.
Okay, so it's going to take some time for that coyote to get to me.
Do have an... Oh, see, that's useful.
The cat position would be the best place to put it,
yeah, it
but I'm not sacrificing the snapper. But, so here's what I do.
Remember, you also have an emergency squirrel.
It can go...
Insta Bunny, never doubt the fecundity of rabbits. You could use them. You could summon the rabbit and use that as a bulletproof vest, basically. And it's beaver o'clock, motherfuckers. Well-developed strategic brain than you, I would be looking to grab a squirrel and see whether I can pull something that can kill that coyote, because right now it's your biggest problem.
Oh. So I have to draw a card. And it's 2. Alright, so fine. Squirrel.
Go. This thing you're doing where you're parking your infinite blood behind the tree stump that bird can't kill is working very well for you. Good thinking.
Yes, it is. Yeah, because I can't play you right now. So. Excellent. Okay. And that's a pretty good place to stop because we're...
It's just death all the way down, really.
2, 1, 2.
Yeah.
1, 2. Yeah. It's... it's 2 moves and then boss. So
You're getting very good at this.
I'm getting better, for sure. I'm still making mistakes, but I'm definitely getting better at it. Awesome. Shall we take a little bit of break? Hang on a second. Let me go back to the main camera there.
Have we saved?
It auto-saves. I don't think.
Last saved 42 seconds ago. And we still have 6 teeth.
Oh!
Yay!
Yay! Good. Oh, Stitch!
No!
Oh, well,
boy.
the fact that it appears to have wings is not filling me with joy.
Let's maybe see if we can get something wingy before we get there, yeah?
I'm gonna go this way and this way because I'm hoping for another pair of scissors from that satchel. Yes, we now... Yes, hold on just a second. Now that I'm gonna turn the game off.
Hello again.
For people who've missed it, we have a new wiggle emoji finally. So we should explain the background of the wiggle. You can take off your headphones now. So the wiggle is, I know something you don't know. It is, I am excited about something that it is coming up. It is, I'm very scared, but we also have the I am very scared Chungus emoji. Work out how to do an emote. Oh, if you're on your phone, I think you just click on the little smiley face at the bottom right of the text box, and it should pop them up for you. But yes, we have a new wiggle emote for I am very excited and or scared about something that is coming up, or I know something you don't know and I need to express emotion. That is what wiggle is for. We didn't die. I am also frustrated that we don't seem to have any, like, I'm going to move around a little bit again. We don't have any, like, clues for anything. Like,
almost like we're in the first act.
Like I don't have any clues for how to unlock things or...
I had an idea for that, actually.
What?
When we first see the clock, it's at 12, 6, and 3, isn't it? So...
Yeah. I don't know. That doesn't count as a clue. That just counts as a starting position. We can't do anything with that. It doesn't let us do anything. But what's interesting here is the smoke is still in there.
Stitches just said, don't worry, they'll come soon enough.
Oh, great.
He's new. That was not there the last time we were.
Just kind of stole some teeth.
He's new. That was not there. That was not there last time.
I wonder what I could do with some teeth.
A skull. There was a skull. We pulled some teeth out of a skull. We can't see it because we're off the camera.
Yes, there is a skull under the globe.
There was. Do you want to turn the camera back on briefly?
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. I'm sorry. I left it open. There were some gold teeth here. I don't know if it'll save. There were some gold teeth in the skull here all of a sudden, and I took them. I am the reverse tooth fairy. Yes, precisely. And I don't seem to be able to do anything with
Murder squirrel. Murder
gold
squirrel.
teeth.
He's going to shank you, murder squirrel.
They don't seem to do any good, you know? But maybe I have more teeth now? Seeing this little green light came on at some point, and I can't remember when, and I don't remember what it does. But yeah, that's permanently out, and the smoke is trapped in there. So that was definitely something we were supposed to do. I must ponder further. Right, we're going to take a break for a little bit, everybody, because I need to stretch. And then we will do some... Well, they're kind of shenanigans, and it's kind of sweet, but there's a lot of spiders involved. We'll remind everybody when we return, okay? So get up and take a stretch and get some, get a beverage if you need it, and all of that good stuff, and we will be right back. we are back and everybody can hear us? Excellent. So, yes, shenanigans this evening have a content warning. And that content warning is spiders. Lots and 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 lots of references to spiders. So this is a ship between Renfield from Dracula and Spiders George. And if you don't know Spiders George, he's a meme. He's a joke that was made up about all these ridiculous statistics about people eat 8 spiders a year, and the actual the Tumblr joke was that no, most people eat no spiders a year, and Spider George, who eats 10,000 spiders a day, should not be counted. And Wendy has shared the origin of Spiders George with us, which is excellent. So if you do not enjoy mentions of spiders or their consumption, this is probably a good time for you to say goodnight. All right. I wouldn't read the summary. I would just start right in.
Can I read the title and the author?
Yeah, well, fine, yes, okay.
This is called We Shall Never Lack the Means of Life by Island of Real. At the age of 59, R.M. Renfield remained a man of great physical strength. More like a wild beast than a man, even that love-lorn fool Seward had sometimes spoken truly. When the opportunity presented itself to escape the lunatic asylum house, that aforementioned strength had permitted him to overpower the attendants handily, to scale the solid stone wall surrounding Carfax, and to make his way to the Purfleet docks in the dead of night. En route, he relieved a well-appointed man, one as burly as himself, of his costly vestments, his gold watch and chain, his purse, and various personal effects. The sailors and stevedores raised their brows at the creature who stood among them, the wild white hair escaping from under his new top hat, the stubble lining his jaw, the unnerving stare, the grin of a ghoul, all giving the lie to his gentleman's garb, and they shifted their feet uneasily. Nonetheless, the captain of the freighter, about to weigh anchor, accepted the tidy sum Renfield proffered for discreet passage to the continent, the accommodations less luxurious than a gentleman might expect, but certainly more agreeable than his recently vacated cell. Indeed, Renfield remained a man of prodigious fortune. That acknowledged, he was yet a man of nearly 6 decades, and his age, as well as the toll of his maltreatment at the hands of the Count, had made his ascent through the Swiss Alps a taxing one, even at the height of summer. Gasping great lungfuls of thin air, he sank down upon a broad, flat outcropping of rock to rest for a bit. A scuttling motion caught the corner of his eye, making its unhurried way across the surface of the Montaigne stone. About a foot away was a handsome example of Harpalus affinis, its metallic green thorax gleaming lustrously in the mild morning light. "What a very pretty canapé you will make," Renfield crooned to the beetle. Taking it up in 2 fingers, he popped it into his mouth, enjoying the crunch of it between the crowns of his teeth. His stomach absorbed the life force of the resplendent insect, and he felt the surge of it in his blood, much stronger than any he had experienced before, even from the birds and kittens he had consumed. This was no great surprise to him. The man whom he sought had supposedly survived for 300 years on spiders alone, consuming thousands of them per day. Since arriving in the Alps, Renfield too had savoured his fair share of rejuvenating arachnids, primarily wolf and oak spiders, with the occasional Anaphina accentuata, whose buzz against his palate suggested the energy with which it was shortly to imbue him. Perhaps the harsh alpine environs winnowed its fauna down to those with the greatest spark of life in them, as that Royal Society fellow might have put it, but Renfield, being no scholar, did not indulge himself with such speculation. Any more, in fact, than he indulged himself in matters spiritual. His only concern was that he might find a home with the subject of his quest, said to be a shy and retiring sort who would likely not stipulate that he be worshipped as a god before he agreed to share the life-giving bounty of his purlieu. At length, being quite revived by the energies of the beetle, Renfield rose, shouldered his haversack once more, and resumed his journey upward. He had passed through many an alpine meadow, abloom with merry colours. Now, as the air grew more rarefied, the vegetation grew scrubbier and close to the ground, save for the evergreens which grew more and more stunted. Though his breaths came short and rapid, and his heart worked madly in his breast, Renfield pressed on in his climb, for he knew he was not far from his destination. And before long, there it was on the horizon, the cave appearing in question. Cave opening in question. Moss grew thickly and lavishly round the opening. Off to one side stooped a Krumholtz with dozens of twisted branches, as if marking the abode of a goblin king in a fairy tale.
What's a Krumholtz? I have to look that up.
If Renfield was very far from a gentleman now, he had been one long ago, long before the Count had drained from him his life force and with it his sanity. It would not do to beg shelter and sustenance from another man without bringing him a host gift, an offering of some kind. He looked about and shortly found a healthy female specimen of Cinema globosum, the background colouring of her abdomen a most cheerful shade of orange. Cupping the small creature in his hands, he thus approached the cave entrance and called out loudly, "Herr George! Herr Spinnen George!" There was a bit of silence, during which Renfield called for the man once again, his voice echoing inside the mouth of the cave. At length he heard the answering echo of shuffling footfalls. Shortly thereafter, he perceived a human figure half emerged from the shadows within. The fellow was quite pale, as one might expect of a cave dweller, with strong dark brows above coarse but not unhandsome features, and reddish-brown hair rising in an odd sort of poof all about his head, one which resembled a bird about to take flight. Out of the left corner of his mouth hung a wolf spider by one leg, and inelegantly he sucked the entire creature in and began to masticate, the sound echoing faintly throughout the mouth of the cave. He remained partly concealed in shadow until the arachnid had been entirely consumed, and then he stepped forward until he was within a few feet of Renfield. His expression was neutral, but not unwelcoming, and said, with a curious tilt of his head, "Right, see." "Oh, blast," muttered Renfield. He spoke, or at one time had spoken, several Hochdeutsch, but the dialect here was utterly different, as evidenced by the whispered snatches he had heard from locals, eyeing him with suspicion and fear as he passed through their villages. With a frown, he tried. "Sprechen Sie Hochdeutsch?" His hoped-for host pulled his lips tight and replied with a begrudging, "Gut genug," for whatever reason. It was a language he did not care to speak. This was not a promising harbinger for Renfield's planned entreaty. On a whim, reckoning that there was naught to be lost by it, he asked, "And English?" This drew a quiet smile from George, who said, "I have not been to your land since many years, but yes, I speak your tongue." "Brilliant," said Renfield with a note of relief, and he stretched out his cupped hands to display the pretty crab spider within. "I have brought you an offering, my good sir." "Ah," said George, his heavy brows rising toward the avian sweep of his hair. "Cinema globosum, a most delicious spider. I have been eating mostly wolf spiders since several weeks. This shall be a welcome change of dish." And so saying, he popped the spider into his mouth. A distinct crunch was heard, after which George continued to chew. A beatific smile appeared on his rough face and lingered for a good minute, during which Renfield struggled to rein in his impatience. Finally, the cave dweller opened his eyes and said, "I thank you for this savoury gift, sir. Might I beg your company that you will come into my cave and dine with me? Never before have I met another who shares my appreciation for arachnida as sustenance. I am, you see, something of, how do you say? The term in Hochdeutsch would be, Ein Sonderfall. An outlier. Renfield translated. Yes, said George. An outlier. To dine with you would be an honor, sir. Renfield replied, Have you enough for two? I am given to understand you are a man of robust appetites. I can gorge myself on insects if need be, that you might have enough spiders to satiate yourself. Oh, no, said George with a dismissive wave of his hand. This cave is replete with spiders, and neither of us shall go hungry. Even there he stopped, his face colouring somewhat. He looked down to the cave floor, appearing to be quite abashed. Yes, prompted Renfield, with rather less restrained impatience, for he was eager to replenish his vitality with the singularly powerful arachnids to be found in the renowned Alpine cave. George steadied himself with a deep breath, and then he looked into Renfield's eyes and said with a shyness one would not expect in a fellow who had lived for 3 centuries, Even were you to remain here for good. Renfield did not reply for several long moments. At 59 years of age, bereft of both youthful beauty and balance of mind, he had long since given up any hope of finding lifelong companionship. He had sought out Spider's George, hoping they might work out a mutually agreeable arrangement revolving about the consumption of arthropods, and that George's cave might be commodious enough that each would not get in the other's way. Now, however, he found himself oddly beguiled by the pale face with its vaguely squashed features, and even more so, the hopeful look in the watery blue eyes. In all truth, my dear sir, he said, a grin breaking over his craggy features, I sought you out with the wish that we might come to just such an agreement. But I had not dared hope that you would suggest it in just those words. For I, too, have been much misunderstood in my tastes. Most men are so repelled by the crawling things of God's creation, they will never enjoy the wondrous energy afforded to he who consumes living creatures. Yes, echoed George, staring intently into Renfield's eyes. It is most wondrous energy. In all my life I have met no other who has understood. Never one to let propriety dash opportunity, Renfield took both of George's hands in his own, and he rejoiced inwardly when the other did not flinch away. Replete with spiders, you say this cave is, he murmured. Ah, yes, whispered George. Thousands upon thousands of spiders, such that the 10,000 I consume daily do not make the slightest dent in their numbers. Then, said Renfield, squeezing George's hands warmly in his own, we have all we require. We shall never want, and that is all one can ask from life. Indeed, replied George, the beatific smile creeping back over his odd features. Delicious spiders and friends, good friends. Like I do not believe you have told me your name, sir. It is Roderick Merriweather Renfield, said Renfield. But I have not been called anything but Renfield in many years. I am content with that appellation, even among my, here he licked his lips, intimates. A most becoming blush settled over George's face, and he said, Good friends like you, Renfield, as he curled his fingertips round the backs of Renfield's hands. Come then, let us dine together, said Renfield, and then let us contemplate an existence together, one in which we shall never lack the means of life.
I can't believe somebody made that sweet.
I was like, oh, also,
Yeah, right? It is equal parts. That's lovely. And please, well, Alistair, stop looking at the camera when you say horrible things.
Never.
No, he's good at it. He's just Wendy has given you the Alistair. It is ultimately sweet.
It's
that
nice.
it is two people who are outliers who find each other, and good for them.
And never leave the cave.
And
Seriously.
please keep all the spiders in there with you and never come back out again. Thank you very much.
So that's our show.
Oh my God. How is it? I mean, I guess it is sweet, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, if I dream it, right?
Yeah.
I think if I had the means, I would be like, and now we will all go and look at Nico's kitten pictures. And they haven't made the old lady's mistake of going for even bigger creatures, right? My palate is not cleansed, sir. Okay. All right, Ducky, help. We need to find something sweeter.
Oh.
All right, quick. Where are Nico's kittens? I need to find videos of Nico's kittens. Quickly. Oh, this is the cutest of things.
Look at that little puddin'.
Yes, here. Okay. Copy link to tweet. Everybody go look at Nico's adorable kitten, and we will all feel better.
That name is Rory.
Rory
T. Cat.
Little Miss Rory Beans. Okay. That is adorable. Has her own Instagram already? Okay, I'm gonna need that link as well, if you would, folks. Rory.beans. Okay, I'm going to Instagram right now. Well, okay. First I'm gonna go to Instagram. T-A, I can spell. Okay. Rory.beans is a very cute name. I'm not gonna lie. Are we gonna start an Instagram when we get a dog?
Probably yes.
Really? That sounds like a lot of work. Can we just...
When was the last time we looked at a lot of work and went, I can't be bothered, mate?
Yes, but that is not good for us, and we should stop. Rory.beans. Rory Beans, where are you? Oh, look at the cute fluff. I wish I could share this. Oh, Rory is very adorable.
That is one of the best types of cat, the type that just looks permanently startled by everything.
Yes, exactly. There we go, Wendy. Cleanse your palate with kittens. Wait, that sounds weird.
Not in a Renfieldy way.
Yes, not in a Renfield sort of way. All right. And I think that's everything we've got for everybody. And it's midnight, so we gotta...
So Wendy has to go to bed.
We have to wrap up here pretty quick. Okay.
So,
let folks know where we're gonna be next.
You can next find us in all manner of places. The most logical one is this Friday, where The Full Lid, our excellent pop culture newsletter, is going to go live.
Yes.
This week's issue includes, amongst other things, a look at Rings of Power and the thing I think it's really about. And if Mer's still in the chat, a review of Mer's excellent new novella, The Ophelia Network.
Nice. Excellent.
Then on Sunday, we will return
to Dark Side Detectives, where
Season
Dooley
2, Dooley
has been kidnapped. Or, not kidnapped. Sent to the dark side. We're not quite sure.
It's pretty much a coin toss as to whether or not he's noticed.
Yeah.
He's just like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
It's probably fine.
We gotta go help Dooley. So we're gonna go help Dooley on
So
Sunday
that's
night.
going to be Sunday. And then next Wednesday, we will return here for more just terrifying woodcut Magic the Gathering murder times.
Yes. Hey, yeah, it is just made a poor choice of wish. Who's surprised Dooley didn't think about how to phrase a wish, right?
You could have stopped that if Dooley didn't think.
Yes. I mean, that's perfect.
I'm not sure whether we did this on chat, by the way, but one of the toggles for those games is police corruption on. And when you click it, it goes, yeah, it's still on. And when you click it again, it goes, nah, this isn't going anywhere. We need systemic reform. And there's like 4 or 5 of those.
It's really cool. And I think that's everything. Yeah. Stitch says we did show up.
Cool.
Yes, there's some. I'm looking forward to finding out what interesting sorts of setting toggles we will have for Darkside next week. And I think that's everything.
Thank you so much for joining us. I've been Alistair.
I'm in Marguerite.
And this has been fun. We'll see you on Sunday.
We'll have a good time, everybody. We'll see you on Sunday. Good night.